But when I say fearful, yes, fearful. Like I don't know why. I don't know why fans pretend they're not scared. When I go away to Man City, when I go away to Arsenal now, when I go this weekend, we play Liverpool. I'm fearful of that place because we don't have a good record there. You know, I'm fearful of good teams. I'm excited about the games, but of course there's a fear. And United are getting back to being scary. And that's why we're seeing bitterness, just like this here. Listen to this from Martin Keown.
About Manchester United, and the Man United fans are going to say, "Oh, that's typical Keown, coming here." But let's look at the League Cup.
Yes, I mean, it literally is typical. Let's look at the League Cup.
Let's look who they've beaten. So they beat Burnley at home. They've beaten Charlton at home. They've beaten Forest team, who were kind of like way bottom at the bottom of the table, really not the best of teams. And now they're champions. They've won the Carling Cup. So, Jim, people are now talking about quadruples and all sorts of things. Let's have a look at this in 6 weeks' time.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, but this was crazy. I get what he means. Let's look at the quad in 6 weeks' time. United fans are bantering. No Man United fan honestly believes they're winning all four. There's a bit of fun with it. But let's just take a look at what he said about the League Cup. We played Charlton. Charlton knocked out Brighton, who knocked out Arsenal. We played Forest we played Forest in the semis, who knocked out Tottenham, and we played Newcastle in the final, who knocked out Southampton, who knocked out City. So I'm focusing on those teams because they're the top four as it stands in the Premier League right now. It's not Man United's fault that the quote-unquote better teams failed in this tournament. If they hadn't failed, then United maybe wouldn't have had an easy run. But imagine blaming that on us. Like you were saying before we came on, like the way some of the media and modern-day fans are like belittling the winning of this trophy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's mad, mate. Martin Keown's a shambles. Like, real talk, he's a shambles. That guy won 3 titles at Arsenal. Yeah, 3 FA Cups. Yeah, he won the Cup Winners' Cup, I think. Like, mate, maybe he's salty because he never won the League Cup. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Like, he's won everything else. He ain't won the League Cup. Maybe he's salty. The fact that he sits on national radio, on the biggest sports radio station out there, and I've said this to you the other week, players will listen to that and go, "Oh, it's only the League Cup." Like, he's saying it's only the, oh yeah, but look who they've beaten. Oh, how comes you never won it then, mate? Like, do you know what I mean? It winds me up because this is not the first time he's come out with stupidness like this. Yeah, he said the other week when we were like 8 points clear at the top of the league. Yeah, but nobody expected us to be there, Jim. Our aim's top 4. No, it's not. The aim is not top 4 when you're clear. Yeah, the aim at the start of the season for the football club may or may not have been top 4. Either way, I think that's stupid anyway. But then when you're sitting on national radio and players are driving to training, we know that a lot of the players listen to this channel, yeah, and they're listening to him sitting there going, "Oh, well, Arsenal's aim's top 4. It don't matter." And it's like, I'm sorry, mate, when he's sitting there dismissing a League Cup, yeah, I've seen loads and loads of fans. Oh, look at him, it's a tin pot cup. Well, I'd like to win it. I'd like us to have been in the final. Last time I went to a final of that, we lost to Man City. Yeah, and there was 60, 70, 80,000 fans in the ground. They all cared. And the thing is, people will sit there and say, "Yeah, but it's not a major honour." Okay, well, top 4 ain't either, and I'd rather that over top 4.
Do you know what I think is this? It's weakness. I understand it, but it is the weakness. Any man who is sat on the internet in the last 2 days and has played down the trophy, called it Mickey Mouse, called it Tim Pot, said it's worth nothing, it's worthless. You're just being pathetic. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. I have seen some of these fan channels, some of these content creators, some of these Twitter bots, some of these TikTokers. I've seen them go to these finals at the ground when it's their team in them. It's such a rubbish tournament that they're prepared to spend hundreds of pounds going to a final to watch their team in it. I've seen some of these guys rant when their team was lost in these finals, lost in semi-finals. But now United win it, they come out and say it's a Tin Pot trophy and it's worthless. I understand why they're doing it. They're playing up to their fan base. You know, if they're Liverpool fans, they're Arsenal fans, Chelsea, whatever it may be. They're playing up to their fan base to say, "Oh, yeah, look, it's nothing. It's Man United. It's crap anyway." But I don't think they realize how pathetic they look as men. As men, you should be ashamed to look your wife in the face. And how can you look at your children? It's embarrassing. And it's almost this element of kind of keep your powder dry. It's sort of trying to win every battle every 5 minutes. And it's not even, it's laughable by the media. We kind of know why they're doing it. The media will echo what fans say. So they're like, right, TalkSport and Sky Sports will go, right, there's big Arsenal fans and big Liverpool fans calling it a Tin Pot Trophy, Mickey Mouse, what have they won? Let's just repeat what they're saying and create that same outrage. But we're laughing at you. Real football fans are sitting back and they're laughing. And it's a case of this. I'm not even going to name them because I'm not starting beefs, but I've seen people on their own channels do 10-minute rant videos when they've lost this final, then say the other day they don't care about this final. It's laughable. And and I know the Football Terrace community don't follow and hang on every word of people like this, but it's just shameless, because then when you win it, what happens is you get attacked in the same way by more mindless dullards, and then you cry that they're not giving it credit. Where for me, it's like, I can take it. I expected it. I said it in the build-up on the top 6 on Friday. If Man United win, Mickey Mouse, Tin Pot Trophy will come out. How much money have you spent in the last decade to get there? Blah, blah, blah. I knew it would happen. I'm just laughing at this boring. Imagine that is the only bit of banter that your brain can come up with. A 15-year-old joke. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Dead banter, boring. And no wonder the vast majority of the people who do this have zero career in the content creating world, because they've got no creativity. They're repeating the same thing, which made individuals famous a decade ago for doing it. No wonder you're angry. No wonder you're being pathetic. You know, it's honestly, I find it so funny to watch. And, you know, one person I want to give credit to who didn't do it, and I give him so much respect for this, Keown. Keown for me is often like, I call Keown Twitter with eyes and lungs, right? He is often the walk. Like, if Twitter came alive, it looked like Keown. But I give him a lot of credit. I give him a lot of credit, because he just said congratulations to Man United. He's probably itching to be salty, but he just said congratulations to Man United. And do you know why I'm proud of him for doing that? Because for me, it's a case of, he knows that he talks about trophies being really, really important, and he can't hypocrisize himself online. He was a man. He took it on the chin. He'll save the banter for another day. It's actually funnier if Man United fans build up their expectations and then fail, rather than telling them now they're crap and they're worthless, because then if they fail at something bigger, you've lost your opportunity to banter them. And some people think what they're doing is funny. And people say, I'll tell you why you're so pressed about it. Bruv, I ain't pressed at all. I'm laughing at you. I think you're pathetic. I literally sit there and laugh at you. It's brilliant. And I'm just saying,
so some of these people are the same people, by the way, and I'm going to call them out. AFTV were at the cup final. I was there 2017 when we lost to Man City. Right. Well, if it was such a Tin Pot Trophy, why were you there in 2017 then? Right. And if we'd won it, it would have been the greatest thing since sliced bread, wouldn't it? Yeah. And what winds me up with it, yeah, is last season we got to the semi-final against Liverpool, and our fans were cheering a 0-0 draw away. Yeah, at Anfield in the first leg. Right, with 10 men, and Ben White was laughing at Minamino. Do you remember that? Yeah, and then they came to the Emirates and beat us 2-0. Yeah, and then everyone was like, oh, well, we had a good run. It would have been nice to have gone to Wembley. Now, fast forward a year or so. Yeah, or 2 years, I think it is, sorry. Fast forward, yeah, and all of a sudden, it's a Tin Pot Cup. Well, if we ever get to another League Cup final, then I take it they're not making a single bit of content over it.
Well, this is the
but they'll all be twerking for tickets, though, Terry.
The thing is this, right? I've seen people make, like, I think it's funny if someone makes a slide dig. It's like, oh, well done on winning. Tin Pot Trophy, but well done. I can take that. That's just off the cuff. I've seen people make full-length videos, full-length TikToks, write threads on why it's not worth winning, why it's pathetic that Man United was celebrating it. And literally a year ago, they were celebrating it. And I just look at it and think to myself, is that what this industry that I'm in has become? That shameless, that mindless. And for me, like,
the problem.
I can stand here with my head above water and be like, I haven't got salty all year with Arsenal doing well. Last year, like when Liverpool were moving towards a quad, I wasn't slagging it off or playing it down or anything along those lines. You know, I haven't attacked City for being successful. When I think Arsenal were going to win the league, I'm saying that. But when City have been brilliant, I've praised them for it. You know, I don't understand the satisfaction you get from lying about how you really feel about football. I don't understand it. Maybe if someone can explain why it's funny, and when people go, oh, it's funny, it's not. It really is pathetic. Like it isn't funny. And the people laughing at you have the IQs of squirrels. Why do you want to interact with people that have got brains like a squirrel? It don't make sense to me. It's honestly, it's a bad look. And this is how you know it's a bad look. All the guys that think it's funny, take it to your girlfriend or take it to a girl that you find attractive and go, oh, look at this banter I did. Man United won a trophy that I think's great. And I said it was rubbish. She's going to look at you like, what are you doing? That's how you know it's a bad joke, because you wouldn't show it to your missus. You wouldn't do it in front of, like, you wouldn't do it. You just know it's bad. It's crazy. But yeah, for me,
the problem is, Terry, yeah, is that is what football online has become, social media. You know, people in the chat are saying, why is everyone so pressed over it? And why are you all rattled? It's a crap cup. Yeah, why is it a crap cup? Why do you think it is a crap cup? The aim of elite sport is to win the trophies. That is a trophy. Yeah, if we get top 4 and don't win anything, so let's say we don't win the Europa and we finish second, Man United have had a better season than us because they won a trophy. Yeah, like, do people not see this when they're writing these tweets or putting their videos out?
I think a lot of it as well, Lee, is like, on a real level. A lot of it is it's a way of people trying to put up a shield to protect themselves. Some people are doing it for banter because that's all they've got. Being shameless on Twitter is their life. Like, they've got nothing outside of it. Their life is, that's the only time I ever get any validation. So I've got to be shameless. And then you get people that are trying to protect themselves. So the FA Cup and League Cup are the only two you can really do it with. And it's mad how it's become this way with the FA Cup as well, where it's played down as not being important. Therefore, if you don't win it, you can't banter me, because this is how crazy it's become. Winning it is seen as, by these idiots, as being what you banter more than going out of it. Like, just think that logic through. They're trying to create a world where winning the trophy is more of a banterable subject than being knocked out of it or failing to win it. It is, honestly, it's smart. I give them that. It's smart. It's like those people on the housing estates who created a notion that grassing on an armed robber was worse than being an armed robber. You know, grassing on the guy that burgles everybody's houses is worse than burgling the houses. Criminals who created that grassing was bad are geniuses, because they created an environment where, yeah, I know he's robbed 3 banks, 2 post offices, and a corner shop, but if I tell on him, I'm worse than him. Like, it's genius. And that's what they're doing here. They've created this notion where, and all fans kind of club together because they're like, well, we might not win it. So if we all pretend the FA Cup's worthless, if we all pretend the League Cup's worthless, then we can't be bantered when we go out, and we'll all laugh at the champions. It's a good attempt, but real football fans see through it, in my opinion.
All these people in this chat, by the way, saying Lee slagged off the FA Cup when Arteta won it. Go and have a look at my watch along for the FA Cup final, mate. I don't know what planet you lot live in. Like, what planet are you lot on? Yeah, I'm one of the very few people on social media that rates all the cups. So I have no idea what you lot are talking about. Yeah, I want to win every cup. Where do these people make these words up, like, get these new sentences from? Like, they've heard one